Hello students of Spoken English. Today in this video I'm going to discuss about certain words and phrases that we generally associate with shopping. So today we'll be going out for shopping, but before that let us look at certain words that we generally use during shopping. Vocabulary associated with shopping. The first word is customer. The customer is the most valuable person without whom no shopping would ever be possible. The customer walks into a shop, looks around for the thing that he would like to buy, and then who comes up to the customer to help him? It is the shopping assistant, the next most valuable person. The shopping assistant may be referred to as the salesperson also. It can be a sales girl or a sales boy. Salesperson. Okay. So the salesperson's job is to assist or to help the customer to choose the thing that he intends to buy, and the customer then is able to decide which one to buy. The next word that we move on to is the shopaholic. Shopaholic is a person who goes on a shopping spree quite frequently and spends money and time in shopping. So the next phrase we come across is shopping spree. Now, to be on a shopping spree means to spend much money and time in purchasing things that we might not even need. But since we are in a mood for buying, we spend the money. And a shopaholic does exactly that. A shopaholic forms the habit of frequenting shops and buying things. It gives him or her delight, and he or she splashes out the money. Splashing out, that is the next term that we move on to. To splash out means to spend much money on costly or expensive goods. The next term is shop around. Shop around, that means going around the market and looking at different shops before deciding to buy a certain thing. So that is basically done to compare the prices of that thing, the thing that we intend to buy. So shop around means to frequent different shops, going into different shops, looking at the item that we wish to buy and compare the quality and the prices of that same item before we decide to buy. And that brings us to the next term, bargain hunting. Those who shop around are usually found to be good bargain hunters. That means they form the habit of arguing with the shopkeeper with the intention of bringing down or reducing the prices of the things that they wish to buy. But mind you, this thing is not generally done in shops where the prices of goods are fixed. If you find that certain things are beyond your purchasing capacity, then you can spend time in window shopping. Window shopping implies that you simply look around and admire the objects that are put on display without the intention of buying those things at that time, because you may not have the money or you find them too expensive, and maybe you hope to buy those things in future. Now, certain things may be beyond your purchasing capacity, and we call them expensive, costly, or in colloquial words, pricey. Rip off, that is another term. Rip off, that means too costly. And we usually desire to buy the items that we can afford to buy, and we use the term affordable for those things. Affordable, that means within my purchasing capacity, things which are within my purchasing capacity. At times, a particular shop may be overcrowded, especially during festive occasions when there is a rush to buy things, and then customers are told to queue up. That means they must form a line before entering the shop. So queue up, forming a line. The next phrase is cash counter, and I suppose everyone is familiar with that phrase. Cash counter is the place where we pay for the goods that we are purchasing. And don't forget to get the receipt for what you have paid for. Sometimes we do hope to get cash discounts, particularly when there is a sale going on. But these cash discounts are not always available. Okay, we have certain phrasal verbs. Pay for, I've used just now. Payback, what does that mean? Payback, that means you are getting back your money or getting a refund because the item that you have bought is not satisfactory. There might be a flaw or a defect. You may have found a flaw or a defect in that item, and you return it to the shopkeeper and you get a payback or a refund for that. Now let's look at a conversation between a customer and a salesperson. A customer one day walks into a shop to buy a t-shirt. The shopping assistant or salesperson comes up to help. The salesperson inquires, "May I help you?" The customer replies, "Well, I'd like to buy a t-shirt." Then the salesperson questions, "Could you please tell me the size?" The customer replies, "It's XL." The salesperson wants to know if the customer is looking for a certain color. "Is there any particular color that you're looking for?" he asks. The customer replies, "Yes, please show me something in red." The salesperson then says, "I'm afraid we've run out of the red ones, but there are t-shirts of other colors. Would you like to see those, please?" The customer replies, "Yes, do show me." The salesperson then takes out some t-shirts of different colors and displays them before the customer. "Here, take a look at these t-shirts," he says. And the customer is undecided. He or she is not sure which one to buy. The salesperson then offers to help the customer. The salesperson says, "If the t-shirt is for yourself, this pink shade would suit you better, in my opinion." So here the salesperson is suggesting that the customer may go in for a pink shade that would suit her or his complexion. And the customer also decides and says, do you think so? Okay, I'll go in for that pink one then. However, I'd like to try it on first. Is there a trial room? Salesperson replies, sure. The changing room is right over there. So the trial room is also referred to as the changing room. The customer goes into the trial room, puts on the t-shirt to see if it fits him or her, and comes back. Then the salesperson inquires, is the t-shirt okay for you? So the customer might be a man or a woman or a girl or a boy. Anyway, if it is a male, then he would be referred to as sir by the salesperson. And if it is a female, then she would be referred to as ma'am or madam by the salesperson. So the salesperson inquires, is the t-shirt okay for you? All right for you, sir or madam? And the customer, if it is okay for him, if it fits him well, then says, yes, it fits me perfectly. I'll take it. Where is the cash counter? He wants to know. Salesperson replies, it's on your right hand. So it might be behind or on the right hand side or the left hand side. Anyway, he points out to that direction, or it might be salesperson helps the customer and asks him to follow him to the cash counter. So he takes him there, and the customer walks over to the cash counter. The man behind the counter asks the customer how he or she would like to pay. So it's usually the question is, would you like to pay in cash or card, madam or sir? And the customer replies, I'll pay by card. Do you offer a discount? So sometimes discounts are offered on certain debit cards or credit cards. So he wishes to know. He's paying by card, not by cash. So he wishes to know if there is a discount available. The reply was in the negative. That means no. The customer then pays for the product, gets the receipt, and is ready to leave with his or her packet. The salesperson, or it might be the man behind the counter, smiles and wishes him, have a nice day. He says, have a nice day. Okay, so this was a conversation between a customer and a salesperson.